Hello, my name is Karen Marie, and today I'm going to show you what I made in May of 2024. So, uh, so I didn't really think that I had made that many things, but then I started counting through them because I keep my notes in a little book. And I'd made 9 things, which was really surprising because May is such a busy month. So yeah, I kind of surprised myself a little bit there. I'm not going to go into like extensive detail on each and every make because, you know, the video will be never ending. I thought I'd share what I made, what fabric I used, if I made any alterations, what the success was, and everything. And I'll link every pattern below in the description box so you can go and check out the original patterns if you feel so inclined. And of course, if you have questions about any of these makes or you would like me to tell you more about them, feel free to leave me a comment below and then I'll try to answer. Before we begin, I thought I'd tell you what I'm wearing. I'm trying to remember that now in each and every video. So I am wearing my Maison Fauve Pilar jacket that I made earlier this year, I think. Or maybe it was last year. I think it was earlier this year. I sort of always wear that with turn-ups. And I really, really love this jacket. And I used Andrea from Beyond the Pink Doors excellent sew along when I made it. I really love this jacket, but I don't wear it as much as I possibly could because I often wear jeans. And if you're wearing jeans and then a jean jacket, it's a little too much. Little too much denim, even for me. So yeah, I tend to wear this with dresses instead. So I do desperately want to make another Pilar jacket. I really love this pattern, but I'll make it up in a different color so that I can actually wear them with jeans. I'm also wearing a me-made dress, and this is the Friday Pattern Company, oh goodness, Wildwood, is that what it's called? I'll put the name in, I can't remember now. And it's a jersey, sort of faux wrap dress that I made in this jersey from Stofflykke. Unfortunately, it's no longer available, but anyway, okay. Let's get stuck into what I made in May. And these are the Paradise Patterns Protea pants. But I hacked them. It's supposed to have a front zip, but I decided that I wanted a pair of flat front trousers with a side zip instead. And what I did is I pulled out my pattern pieces for the Protea pants, and then I sort of laid them on top of the pattern pieces for the Fiber Mood Opal trousers, and those are designed to be a side zip pair of trousers. And the waistband and everything was very, very similar. So I just used the Protea pants because I sort of like the leg shape on those a little better than the opal trousers. And these are made in a viscose linen. I don't know what you call this blue, but periwinkle, is that right? In a viscose linen from Self-Made, I think. And these are very, very wide-legged. They have quite a long turn up inside, and I'm actually going to take them down just a little bit because these are sort of now ankle length. So I'm going to make it so that the hem sort of sits on top of the shoes because I sort of like that look a little bit better. I love this pattern. I've used it so many times, but I still haven't actually made them with the sort of the first view with the pleat and everything on top. So that's coming, I think, in the future. I also made a top in this striped cotton jersey from Selfmade. And this is a free pattern, actually. This or pay what you can. And if you can afford to pay a little bit, I do think that's a good policy. So I did pay for this, but it is a free or pay what you can pattern from Friday Pattern Company. So this is the Friday Bateau. And it is a very like simple top with a 3/4 length sleeve, and yeah, it's such a great basic. I've made a few of these, and there will be more. But as I told you in an earlier video, I play in a band, and the uniform shirts that goes with my uniform, they are definitely not made for women. They are very, very straight and incredibly boxy. And even though, I mean, that goes with the uniform and everything, but to make a shirt that I can actually get over my bust, it's way too long. So yeah, I decided that I would just going to be a little rebel and make myself a new uniform shirt. So I took the Saraste shirt. I'm probably saying that, by the way, totally wrong because I don't know a word of Finnish. So sorry if you're a native Finnish speaker. And I made a hack because I needed pockets, and the original shirt pattern doesn't have pockets. So I measured the pockets on my original uniform shirt, and I made these kind of box pleats that the other uniform shirt has. I also made epaulettes because my uniform shirt needs to have epaulettes. This is made in a white cotton, 100% cotton. And I really like the fabric. It was very reasonably priced and I bought it at my local fabric store. So the only thing is that I sort of messed up a little bit with the button placement, because I usually try to measure it on myself and then put a button at sort of in the middle of my chest so that I have no gaping. But this time I sort of missed that. So there is some gaping going on there. So I'm going to have to either put a little snap in so that I can close that, or I actually have to put in an extra button there. So yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. I also made this sort of short sleeved, and then I turn them up so that it mimics the turn up on my original uniform shirt. Then the next thing that I made is this Friday Pattern Company Saturday skirt set top. As I've said before, I've made the skirt part of that set a couple of times before, and I love those skirts. But I hadn't made the top before now. And I decided that I really wanted to sort of try out that pattern because I had some reservations on what that would actually look like. So I wanted to make it up in a fabric that wasn't precious to me before I cut into any like precious fabric. And I'm very, very glad that I did. This is an excellent pattern. It fits me straight out of the packet, as most of the Friday Pattern Company patterns do. In most of the stock photos for that pattern, it's tied in the front. While that looks lovely in the stock photos, that's not really a look that I'm comfortable with, because when you tie this in the front, not only do you have like a bare midriff, it also, because of the ties are so long, they'll kind of leave a lot hanging down your front. So I was never going to wear it that way. The other way of tying it is that you tie it sort of, you cross over in the front and then you tie it in the back, which is a much better look in my very biased opinion. However, then you get, you know, the knot stuck in your back. So I'm still going to wear this, but I will be wearing it with dresses mostly, I think. So I have a little label in, it says "Courage, dear heart." That's from Intensely Distracted, and I made this in a very buttery soft viscose linen from Selfmade. And yeah, I mean, it's a great make and I really like it. So I'm just going to have to figure out for my next version what I'm going to do with this sort of tying problem. And what I think I'm going to do is that I will lengthen the ties with quite a bit so that I can actually not only tie it around my front, but that through the back, but then back to the front again, so that I can have the tie in the front, if that makes sense. So yeah, the thing is that I normally have no problems with like, you know, tying things in my back, but the ties are very, very like thick. So that leaves quite a chunky knot in the back. So if these were like this wide, it wouldn't really have been a problem, I think. But yeah, as they are designed to be like this, I think that I will actually make another version. Telephone call, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. It's typical, isn't it? That the phone rings when I'm trying to tape. Yeah, so anyway, Friday Pattern Company Saturday skirt set top. It's sort of not exactly a fail and not exactly a success. It's sort of I'll wait and see kind of thing. Okay. And now for a definite fail, actually. And this is the True Buyers Rio Ringer dress. So I made this in a cotton jersey that I got from my local fabric store. And I have a little label in there that says "Mindful Wardrobe." I also have loose threads. That's a sign I haven't worn it. And I can't wear it like this. As I think I explained in an earlier video, I have no idea what happened with this make because I've made the Rio Ringer dress before. It fits me fine. So, no idea what happened there. So yeah, I haven't decided on what to do with this yet, but I'm thinking about it. Okay, it's getting closer now, I promise. And now after the fail, let's go to a definitive success, shall we? This is my Fiber Mood Oriana shirt. And I also have another Fiber Mood Oriana that I made in a red linen that I also made in May. But that's in the washing machine at the moment. So yeah, can't show you that. But I thought, you know, it'll be fine. And this has also recently been worn, which is why it's so creased. This is made from the same cotton fabric from my local fabric store that I made my uniform shirt in. And I mean, cotton and linen, it creases. So yeah, I'll just have to deal with that. And I love, 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 love this shirt. I have worn it so many times already. And I think this is going to be a real wardrobe workhorse for my summer wardrobe. I love everything about this, guys. I love the shape. I love how it fits around the bodice. And I love the big sleeves that I'm sort of covered, but with plenty of air circulation because the sleeves are so enormous. And yeah, I just love this shirt. So there will be more. I would actually really like to make one up in viscose too. I haven't done any alterations for this. It just, you know, I sewed it up straight out of the packet. So the only thing I have done that is not according to the pattern is that I have used bias binding to hem the sleeves, as I also did in my red linen version. So I used only half of the interfacing for this one because there's a hidden button placket. And I think this is the first time, apart from my red linen version, that I've done a hidden button placket. And yeah, with that much interfacing inside, it's really, really bulky on my red linen version. So yeah, I decided to cut back on the interfacing on this version. I'm very pleased that I did. I also used my new shell buttons that I got from Selfmade on my latest trip there. Okay, 2 more. So, one of the first things that I actually finished in May was a new waistcoat for my husband. And this is it. I made this, it's the So La Di Da Mr. London vest, I believe it's called, or waistcoat. Well, it's one or the other. And I made it in this like burnt orange or rust color wool. So this is 100% wool that my husband actually bought when he was in Algeria quite recently. I have still not put the buttons in, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure that I'll be bothered because he never closes them this vest anyway. So yeah, and as I explained in the earlier video too, I accidentally cut a little hole in the lining while I was trimming the seams inside. So I covered that up with a little, a little label. Yeah. My husband absolutely adores these vests. So yeah, I think I'll probably make some more too from this. The only like alterations I did with this is that I omitted the little tabs that are supposed to be on the sides here. So I think that was the only alteration that I did. The instructions for this pattern is, in my humble opinion, way below par. Since I made his first version, then there is a sew along by Minerva that works totally fine. So, but I do prefer the way that they sew up the pike vest. So I use that sort of sew along instead. The final make that I'm going to show you is my Miranda gathered tee by Tiana's Closet. So this is a free pattern. And I've made one of these before. I made that one in a striped rib jersey for So Frugal this year. And I really like the shape of that. I like the sizing, I liked everything. So I wanted a white one. So I made the Miranda gathered tee in a white cotton jersey from Stoff Lykke. And this has already been washed a couple of times because I really like wearing a white crisp t-shirt for the summer. So yeah, the only thing that I've made other than these things were some pillowcases for my veranda. So yeah, and those were just to cover up the sort of cushions in my little sofa out there. So no biggie. Yeah, this video became quite long, and that's because I really wanted to show you everything that I made. But if you need more details of each of these makes, or you want my experience in sewing things up, then please leave me a comment and I'll try to answer everything. So yeah, I think that's it for me today, and I hope you enjoyed having a look at what I made in May. And then of course, feel free to give me some feedback on what your favorite was of these makes. If you have suggestions for other things you think that I may like and everything, that would be grand. I hope to see you later, and I'll be back soon. Take care. Bye.